Hey guys, Kuzo back with another stream. Let's get this stuff set up right. Back with another stream, just in case they didn't say it before. Alright. Let's just take this stuff and move it off to the side over here. Hey yo, what's up people dropping in here? Alright. Ooh, some thunder going on outside. Hey, what's up everybody? What's up Dark Artist 23? What's up Blue Winged One? Good to see everyone. Seeing some familiar names like always. What's going on? Why is my line showing up? There we go. Hey, what's up? What's up, Rain? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Anima King? What's up, SLVBM? What's up, Limit Straws? KO Money, what's up? Hey, what's up, Louie? He hath returned. Yes, I have. I actually have a video coming out tomorrow. I actually just recorded it. Just in case you're wondering if anyone sees this dot on my forehead, it's because I hit my forehead and it was bleeding. Because I feel like someone's bound to mention it, but just to let you know. Just getting some commissions done, but yeah, thank you very much for the super chat, Lou. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I've been getting some commissions done. Got 42 people in here. Good to see everybody. Which I have officially finished those commissions. So I might eventually open up public commissions here soon. I know I've been saying I have, but I keep on getting private ones. Boom. Guy acting strong. No, I have not opened them yet, Louis, for commissions, but I will. I will be doing it. $47 people in and 22 likes. 22 likes? What is going on? let's get this going in a different angle here. Let's get this going in a different angle here too. I want it to kind of have this like feel, but at the same time when it's going, let's do this. Let's go there. Alright, what is up, everybody? Got 51 people in. Good to see everybody. I'm struggling on making good poses. I'm trying so hard to draw a good one, but it just doesn't work out. That's just, it's probably just going to be your lack of knowledge of the human structure and how to put those forms in a perspective, or just, yeah, in perspective in order to make the form, like the pose. And in order to even create a decent pose, you have to kind of understand how the body balances itself. So like, for example, with this pose, I'm going for this. It's balancing itself. Like when someone's standing there, what you don't know is they're not standing there like a stiff board a lot of the time. Their body goes forward, and then the legs go like this, and then bam, bam, then the foot, and then the arms go this way, and then they go that way. And it's kind of, it's all balancing itself out. Got the head going that way, this going this way, this kind of going this way. It's like, and this is all a balance going straight downwards. It's the way the weight falls. It's just how our human body works. So it's just a little bit of a lack of knowledge. Hey, what's up, Third? Hope you're doing well, man. For those of you who don't know, Third had some health issues recently, and good to see him doing some doodles again and drawing in general, because I saw some of your drawings earlier. So I missed your stream. Nah, you haven't missed my stream yet. We still going. But glad you're doing better, man. Hopefully you're doing even better. I saw you drawing, so I assumed that you were doing pretty decent. it's pretty much the same spot. I don't moving the other guy helped. Hey, what's up, people? People dropping in with these super chats. What the heck, you guys? Catching up to Doodles, he says. Anyways, okay, so Jojo's super chat. Hello, Kuzo Sensei. Is there a way for fans to show you our art? Once I officially launch the Discord, you will be able to show me my art, or your art, much easier there. So there definitely will be if you're a Patreon. But yeah, that's the only way right now, specifically, that once I do launch it, you will be able to see it there. Yeah, I'm doing better. Thanks, man. Hey, no problem. I'm glad you're doing better, dude. Oh, my stream is showing that it's lagging. Hopefully it's doing okay now. Oh, it looks like it is. Okay. But in any case, thank you very much for the super chat, Jojo. Really do appreciate it. And then got another super chat here from E Yusuki. And hey, Kuzo. I'm gonna just assume that's supposed to be Kuzomari, but it's Cruz. Or maybe you're trying to say Kuz. I don't know. How long do you practice a day? It depends on, like. See, my practicing is almost more so my warm-ups, so sometimes I'll practice from 20 minutes to 30 minutes to sometimes an hour a day. But if you're someone who's really starting to try to like learn stuff and you're trying to really put yourself into things, I would say it's good to do like half an hour practice, an hour of practice, and then take a break, do something, and then go back and do more practice. So you let things sink in a little bit. Or if you feel like you're down, every person's a little bit different. But if you feel like you're down to do heavy practice for like 4 hours, go ahead and do that. Because I mean, I used to do that stuff. Yes, Kuz Cruise. Sensei Kuz Cruise. But yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate Yusuki. The Discord server is still alive, so don't worry, guys. Okay, so yeah, Third is talking about there's a fan Discord server. And I'm not necessarily on that one, but there is a fan Discord server out there, and I believe it's named Kuzomari, I think. Hey, what's up, Ink Drop Art? Yeah, I meant Cruise. Cruise. Alright. Yeah, finally, Kuzo stream. Yep, Kosh. It isn't healthy, but I used to do 10 to 12 hours a day when I started, so 6 hours if you want to improve rapidly. Yeah, I used to practice a lot. So basically, I considered almost everything I did practice when I was first starting out, and I didn't feel like I was really good enough to do manga. A lot of the time, everything I was doing was just me trying to get better at drawing, and I wasn't finishing enough drawings. So it is kind of good to find this balance between finishing some drawings, even if they're small things like headshots, on top of doing your practices. That's why I'm saying, like, maybe take a break, go do something, or take a break and try to work on something that you're trying to finish. It is good to always finish something here and there, which I have seen you do, Louis. So not knocking on you at all. It's just something that I ended up finding myself falling into, where I fell into the the just the rhythm of only doing practices. What do I want to do for this guy? Okay, have him have some like big fur stuff. Let's see. Let's get him into. Should I have him have a weapon? I kind of feel like this should. Looks better. Hmm. Just trying to get some of the bold shapes out of the way here so that I can go into kind of refining some of this the way I want to. I'm trying to see if I can get like the pose I want. Alright, let's see, you got 82 people, and good to see everyone. Guys, remember to eat. Yes, that's how Third ended up having his issue recently. Pretty big issue at that. But yeah, make sure you take care of yourself. It's always good to work hard, make sure you eat, drink water, and take care of yourself. And the sketch looks pretty clean, unique. Well, thank you very much. I think it looks right now. I was trying to get something that I could get some quick inking on. But I was using some different shape language than I'm used to. I was trying to use some different shape language. Now, what am I going to do for the... might have to go ahead and then I'm gonna maybe put something holding the hair up here. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. What is up, everyone? We got 92 people in here. Good to see everyone. We are at 22 minutes. What are the ways you could practice perspective other than 1, 2, and 3-point perspectives? What are the ways you could practice perspective other than, well, I mean, perspective is 1, 2, and 3-point perspective, so there's no way of getting around that. In order to practice 1, 2, and 3-point perspective, you're going to have to put things in that perspective, which generally I recommend starting off with more simple shapes. If you go straight into trying to do complicated things like anatomy, which is a bunch of more complicated forms, it might just frustrate you. So that's why I always recommend, and I always harp on the fact that you want to start out with doing really simple perspectives and get really used to the concepts of 1, 2, and 3-point perspective. Obviously starting off with 1, making sure you're accurately following these guidelines. You can come in, do stuff like this, and like, let's say create this guy here, and then go ahead and do this, and then we decide to cut in, and we eventually just become sculptors at this point, learning how to control these perspectives and bend them to your will. Yeah, so you're gonna wanna always start with something more simple. But there's no getting around practicing 1, 2, and 3-point perspective without practicing 1, 2, and 3-point perspective. Does your patron have any anatomy tutorials? Yes, it has a lot. I've left all of my tutorials on my Patreon that I've done in the past 3 years. And pretty much almost everything that everything that people have asked me here to cover, I have already covered on there, and more. And some of them I'm going to recover on there again, re-go over it. What is the texture I want to do for this fur? Poofy or harsh? It's so interesting. The effects you can get on fur, depending on how you do it. You could do it more spiky like this hair. You could do it a lot more soft. You could do it almost as soft as I'm doing it here, like almost like lamb's fur. So interesting, the stuff you can actually do with fur. But at the end of the day, I thought, his hair is kind of spiky, so just like everything, you kind of want to have a balance. So he has spiky hair, kind of sharp, edgy, triangular-ish hair, with, I'm countering it with a more fluffy poof. Right now, I'm trying to go with that more like Zelda kind of style, where it has kind of like interesting runic feel to it. That's what I'm trying to go for here, basically. Got an email. Oh, just Twitch. And I'm trying to display it in, maybe I should look up Zelda or something. Zelda. Because I mean, I've seen obviously similar runic type of designs like that. It's just, yeah, it would take me a second to gather reference for this type of stuff. Basically, they're always like these angular looking things, like stuff like this, and it has a lot of straight lines, right? And then there's like pieces inside that, very triangular and angular lines, stuff like this. So I'm gonna have to try to do stuff like that in here, and you can see me trying to do it up here. But you don't, the trick is to not overdo it, because you can easily overdo this stuff. We're doing all right, we're doing all right. Kuzo's an instrument himself. No. No. Oh, is some of the laughing stuff? Because I did the... I did that for the heck of it, and I knew I was going to get some reaction, but I didn't look up yet. Level. How do you find all the tutorials? Because I don't know why, but I can't find it on Patreon. So all the big tutorials. So my mid tier gets all the sketchbook pages, which I've put up good hundreds of them, and then on top of that, they also get the anatomy sheets. I don't know why I forgot. And then the highest tier has the Jonins, is where you get a lot of the video ones, and that's where you're going to find it. And then when you actually go, oh, I just saw lightning. And if you go there and you are in the Jonin tier, you just go up to the search bar that I believe is up to the top right. If it's on your phone, it's going to be somewhere. It's the normal search bar looking thing that you would click on anything, and just search in keywords like anatomy, torso, hands, head, perspective, like that type of stuff. And that's the easiest way to find it on there. What are the upload schedules for your manga going to be once you start? So I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to post it, see how it does, and then from there I need to find out what the structure of how I want to put it up is. If it's every 2 weeks, how many pages, stuff like that. I'm leaning towards uploading every 2 weeks and then doing like maybe like 15-page uploads, roughly. That's what I'm thinking about. But when you actually go and look at that, 15 pages, you know, every 2 weeks, you're looking at like 6 pages roughly. 7 pages a week. So I mean, it depends on. So I'm looking at maybe every 2 weeks doing somewhere around. See, I would do 10 pages every 2 weeks because I want to make sure I stream. I want to make sure I don't stream every single page, and I want to make sure I upload enough videos on YouTube. And I've been struggling with that balance right now. But these are the questions I have that I have to find the answers to. And this is how you go about anything you want to figure out. Will it be a Patreon affiliated upload or will it be on a separate site? I'm guessing you're talking about my manga. My manga is going to be on Webtoons, but I'm going to be uploading it in the original way I kind of want it to be seen on my Patreon. And in nice high res. But the Webtoons one's obviously going to be completely free. Get these ropes done, yo. And that's how you do a rope. What software? Clip Studio Paint. $20 for your Patreon with vids. It's not 20, I think it's 15. I mean, unless you're in a different country and the currency is different. Tablet recommendations for beginners. I would say anything from like the iPad Air, is it? Yeah, the iPad Air is really good for the price because, see, it is $400. I know that's a lot, and then the pencil comes to like $500. You might be able to get used somewhere, but the reason why I recommend that is because you're almost future-proofing yourself. That iPad's better than my last iPad that I was just using 2 months ago, and that iPad lasted me easily 2 years. It was still good enough to use, even with this whole setup right now. I was a little underwhelmed when I got this iPad, this new 2021 model. The one I was using was 2017, and I was underwhelmed. The upgrade was, on paper, ridiculous. In real day use, minuscule. I'm like dead serious. But the reason why I recommend the iPad Air is because you do get the new iPad Pencil with it. So the new one, and one of the coolest features is it being able to, you won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it snap. There you go. It just connects like that. So the old model that I had, you still plugged it into the end port to charge it, and it was just, I mean, it was okay because the Apple Pencil would last me like a day and a half, but if I didn't use my iPad very much, sometimes 3 days. But Yeah, that's my recommendation. Basically, any of the but I mean, even if you had to get an iPad with that earlier gen Apple Pencil for beginners, totally okay. Like you could go for a used iPad Pro or something like that, and you could get a good price for it. As for tablets, if you had a good running computer, I'm not well versed in that subject, so I would say maybe look up some tutorials about Huion. Wacom is for beginners, I would say. If you're looking for something to draw on the screen, by far just go with an iPad if you're looking for something to draw on the screen. If you're looking for a graphics tablet, look at Wacom or um, Huion. Thank you very much for the super chat, Third. I really appreciate it. He says much love. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Always good to get respect from the masters. How did you... Did you cancel the How to Draw Anything series on your main channel? Oh, no. No, I didn't. I was giving it some time to breathe, and then I haven't been able to get out a video in between that. Third. I always gotta say, man. But no, yeah, it's coming back. It's not canceled. Don't worry, guys. And if you want a secret to the next part, it's go ahead and look up form. I know most people are going to want to just hear what I have to say about it, but the first one was perspective. Second one's going to be form for you. I could have just left people hanging on their seat, but not a whole lot of people watch this channel, so. This will be the last time I will super chat you if you call me master again. Oh gosh. Maybe put some beads here on his wrist. I want him to kind of be holding his pouch. I was trying to give him like some sort of trouser looking things here. I don't know how well that looks good above the knee though. Maybe I could do it more so as like almost like a robe thing, like a Sasuke looking thing here. A lot of the time why I don't end up getting it being able to get to like inking with these characters is because a lot of the time I'm trying to go into a design that I would be able to like post or something. I'm not doing like I don't do as generic stuff, which would be a lot easier. Or if I did something I had a pre-existing design to, which would be a lot better to probably do on these streams, or actually be working on a Bounty's Gate illustration. That would be nice. Maybe I should do that. Drink some water. I'm getting parched. Love the armor. Thank you very much. Real ones watched the Daily Sketch series. Yeah, man, that was, if you were watching that when I was putting those out, that was, when I was actually doing it every day. That was a pretty crazy schedule. Because I would wake up early, record it before I went to work. I would wake up at, like, I would wake up before work, record it before work, edit it while I was on lunch, post it, and then go home from work, and then I would go and draw and try to do another video. And that's why it would take me 2 or 3 days to get out a video, because then I would wake up and do the same cycle again. Bro, how do you draw armor? A lot of it's shape design, and that is something you really just have to go and study the shapes, find out what, like me, I've studied a lot of armor, and I haven't studied that much armor, but it is all about the shape design. The kind of like the texture stuff that goes with it, just in design in general with big, medium, and small. In order to draw good armor, you really do have to go and look at a lot of cool armor and break it down. See similarities. Alright, so what am I doing here? See, this is where I'm stuck in my own head saying, but you can do better, because I'm over here just being like, dude, just put a belt, stop worrying about it. And I'll be like, but I can make it less generic, man. And it's like, belts are there for a reason. Maybe I could just try to do a little bit more different of a belt, like kind of like change the shape a little bit, I guess. Have it go a different direction like that. Have this pop out. Maybe have a design on the end. Like, I'm worrying too much about it being non-generic that I get stuck on certain small parts. And it's very frustrating. Now, the question is, should I be having... I want him to have a sleek physique, and I'm wondering if I should have him be wearing a shirt or not here. And I'm talking about like very, very slender physique. How much time? 44 minutes, holy cow. I guess I'll probably just leave this here. I would love to get to some inking on it, but as you can tell, I almost got to the point of being able to do some inking on it. Oh, goodness. Because I kind of want to get to doing a little bit of a manga page. What page are we on? We're on that page. I do not want to do that one during the stream. Let's go ahead, I don't know why I link here, and let's go ahead and pull up Everyone liked the video. I agree, DJ. Alright. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Doing good, chilling with you guys. Which would you pick? Traditional versus digital? Digital. By the way, I used to have a much different point of view on that, but I officially choose digital. Because I'm gonna be real, having a super consistent schedule as a standalone creator without assistance would be so much harder traditionally. Because if you're talking about pure traditional versus pure digital, you have all your tools digitally there. You don't have to buy ink. You just charge your tablet. You have just so many tools at your disposal. You don't have to deal with real screen tones. The blackouts are a click away, and blackouts and screen tones are the biggest thing when it comes to manga, because they're filling these intricate areas and they take a while. So really what it comes down to is the fact that digital's just faster, and it's gotten to the point where it looks very close to traditional. There's a lot of people who can't tell my pages are done digitally, and especially when I do just like an inked character, because of the way my brush is, a lot of people can't tell. And everyone's already moving towards drawing digital anyways. The guy who drew Berserk, sadly, I know he passed away. Respects to him and his great work. But he was actually an older artist, and he was brave enough to take the leap to digital. And I almost guarantee a lot of it had to do with making things simpler for his workflow, because you can work easier from different spots. You don't always have to go to a studio. People just send it digitally to each other. There's no mailing. Your editor doesn't have to always come over to your place to see the script, but I'm sure they do quite frequently anyways. There's just way too many benefits. Like, also, for example, let's talk about the day and age right now we are in. The day and age, we're in is where if I wanted to hire an assistant, they're not going to be in my state. There's just no way. Like, there's no way that there's going to be someone in my state that's at the level I need them to be with the style I need them to have. I mean, if there is, it's a very small chance. There was someone that was pretty close. Let's be real. But it's very rare for that to happen. And even if they were in your state, them being super close to you is even more rare. Sorry, I'm looking over at my storyboard, which I'm going to bring it over here, actually. So basically what I'm getting to is you can hire people from anywhere in the world to do the same job, and you can get them easier at the level you want. Because, like, for example, any of you right now, I guarantee only, if so, 1% of people here would be living where I am, and almost 0.1% people would even be living remotely near me. And if I were to ask anybody here that would be at that level to be my assistant, they would most likely be somewhere else. And you could hire them. And you could just send them stuff, especially if they're working on Clip Studio. You could send them, your manuscripts through Google Docs. You could send it through the iCloud, whatever it's called. You could also share it through, which Clip Studio has a cloud system. You could share it through the Clip Studio cloud system as well. It just works all the way around a little bit too much, and that's one of the whole reasons why people are switching to digital. It makes everything go faster, makes your life go easier as an artist that's already trying to make a deadline. Getting the straight line game on right here. All right. I went on a huge rant about that, but they're all. It's a very interesting subject. That's why traditional art's always going to have a place in the process, if you want it to. Which I like doing a lot of the sketches traditionally. I'm doing them digital here because it's a much higher quality for you guys, at least. But yeah, inking, I would definitely go digitally. Don't worry. Sometimes I pause it and be hecka confused about like the subjects that are going on, probably. Muted. No, it's not muted. I'll be your assistant, says Kosh. Do you have IG? Yes, it should be in the comment or the description. Atreyu Armstrong, what's up? Yeah, traditional is awesome, man. I love traditional. Right now, I don't have another job I do. For a while, I worked at a coffee shop. One day I'll tell the story of everything that's happened. I'll tell everyone the full story. Oh shoot, I don't want that on. Actually, I don't want either of these things on this layer. My goodness, I almost forgot a little bit of how Olia's hair goes. No one can be my assistant right now. I do not have the money to pay for that, and I would not want anyone to do anything like that for free. I don't like to roll like that. That's not, yeah, I don't like to do that. People doing work for free is not a thing you should ever get into. People take artists, especially people who don't understand the industry and people who are just on the internet wanting to have their own original character made for a novel they're getting or something. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them don't truly understand how valuable art of quality is. Because think about how many people that actually don't get to a certain level of art. There's a reason why I am where I am, and it's because they're going to be paying for all of the experience I've put in through years of dedication in order to get where I am. They're paying not just for a little piece of artwork, they're paying for that. They're paying for your experience, everything you've built up to get there. Because, I mean, like, once again, like I've said, a lot of people don't understand how much work it actually takes to get good. And especially when it comes to manga pages, it's so interesting. Because there's more than just drawing it. You have to think about composition, panel flow. You have to think about putting characters in the right angle in order to display the scene that they want to be displayed as accurately as possible. There's a lot that goes into it. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of artists undercharge themselves when they first started, and I did this too. I massively undercharged myself when I got to a certain point. When I first started, I think I charged myself decently. But once I got to a certain point, I was definitely undercharging myself because I was afraid. So here's a good tip. The less the person cares who is on the other side of the deal, the less they care about what's gonna happen at the end if they get the job or not, the more leverage they have. Because if someone comes to you and says, I want to commission you, and they say, what's your price? And you tell them, but you really need it, and you're afraid, you like actually need it, and you're afraid to say the price you actually feel like it's worth, that's the moment they have the edge up. The moment that you do it before you do not actually need it means you have the leverage because you're actually selling what you feel like you're actually worth. Now, you have to be truthful, and you have to look around at what other people are charging. You can't be at a mediocre level and be charging $300 for a full body. You have to be at a pretty decent level to be charging that much. And $300 for a full body, I've seen few people do it, but I have seen them do it, and I have seen some people unjustly do it, in my opinion. But here's the thing, people bought it, and there is a market for that. So I just went on a huge commission rant, but this is it's just an interesting subject, I guess you could say. So if I would recommend anything to artists, is be truthful, do not undersell yourself, and start doing commissions before you're in a spot where you make it or break it, or you do not eat. Yes, someone has charged a full body, but for $300. But let me actually just phrase it like this as well. There are a lot of industries You say 300, like, whoa, right? But in the professional industry, that's actually not unheard of. That's not a bad price at all. I know someone who's been paid over 1,000 for full body, okay? And that's because they've had industry experience. They've had experience in the industry. And so a commissioner would come to them and they would ask for a commission and they would say, this is how much I charge. The reason they didn't need the commission, but they're taking it because the person really wanted it. And they're like, this is my price. This is what I'm getting as an industry standard right now of mine. And the person had, obviously there is a niche market out there for the people who are willing to pay that much for the artists they really, really, really like. And of course, you have to have that level though. Like, I can't go out there and say I want $1,000 for a full body. I don't have that experience. We're, even if we would be close to the same level, it doesn't matter. I don't have that prestige until there's a point where, like I said, if you're so well off that you wouldn't even need to take a commission, but there's someone who really wants a commission from you and you're willing to do it, you're not going to undersell yourself just because they want the commission. You tell them, this is what I've been doing. This is the industry standard now that I'm at this point. And so there's a huge difference between what a normal internet creator that doesn't do freelance work. People who don't understand the industry, who are freelancers, a lot of the time undercharge themselves. And there's a huge discussion going on for a while, about younger creators on the internet undercharging themselves while being at a pretty good level, and it makes this disparity between what it should actually be charged in the industry and what people are starting to charge. So there's these people that would be like, oh, well, they don't charge this much, and then this person might be like, well, I want to charge this lower amount because I'm going to grab the people that this person is that they're leaving, and so they think they're going to get more out of it. In all realisticness, it's actually hurting the overall middle point of what people can actually get paid. It's fun stuff to talk about because not everyone talks about it, but that's also because they're too focused on just doing their own work. And, this is just what I know, okay? So don't take everything that I said as word of everything. Things are different in different countries, and things are different between different companies. So just remember that. And one thing you'll learn if you go for a commission for a manga page, the very first thing you'll notice is when you start doing full body character designs compared to a manga page, you'll notice something very fast, that manga pages are technically undercharged for how much work and how much experience and how much knowledge actually goes into a page compared to a standing character design. They're super undercharged, and that's even in the industry unless you're super professional. Like a very experienced professional. And this has been said from American manga artists and stuff like that as well. And that's why a lot of the time you make it up by volume. That's why weekly manga artists, they're doing 20 pages a week, right? And they have enough from that they can pay their assistants, right? So they have enough to pay their assistants to help them do those many pages faster because you're getting paid a certain amount per page. You're making it up for volume. And then what happens is you then end up getting the chance to sell your book, which is what makes up a lot more of the revenue that's going to help you be a sustainable artist in Shonen Jump or something. And then throughout a certain period of time, they renew a contract, and typically, I think they give yearly raises in Shonen Jump, and you eventually get to a point where you're at a high level page amount tier, and that's when things can really change for you. But the book sales matter a lot for specific creators. I know in America there are some companies that I'm not going to go too much into it, but I don't know exactly how the Japanese industry works, but I know that after you, in some American companies, after you hit a certain tier of amount of books sold, then you start getting royalties. So let's say you sell, in the contract it says you sell 200,000 books, and every book after that you start getting 10%. I don't know if 10% would be an accurate amount, but there are some companies that say you get so and so amount after we sell this many books. And it's kind of the reason they do that. It's like an overhead. So they say we paid this much to actually create this book. We want this much profit. So once we sell these many books, we've made this much profit that we wanted, and they kind of, that way the business tries to run itself well. There's reasons why they do these things. Yeah, no problem. I know you guys are. I'm glad you guys liked a lot of stuff I was saying there. Like I said, not everything I said is, relevant to different companies. Indie companies, by the way, do run differently than these big mega corporations. That's why, for example, you're not seeing an indie company out there saying to the winner of a competition like Shonen Jump says you can get $30,000 for the first place, but first place is not guaranteed. No indie company is going to be offering $30,000 for first place. So like I said, you got to keep in mind some of these structures. Indie companies are a little bit different. But just letting you guys know, we are getting out of here soon. We do have to end it. I should have ended about 8 minutes ago, a little bit over 8 minutes ago. Let's make this head tilt a tiny bit more. And just like you kind of want to just make sure to do your research and everything like that. Like I've said, I've heard horror stories from industries, and I've heard people who've never had one horror story. So, like I said, there's a difference in industry, and there's difference in people who hire. So, just keep that in mind. All right, but we got up there. We got up to like 120 people at one point, so that was pretty cool. Well, I got 5 frames done during this whole thing, so progress. That's awesome, man. Good job. When's our next stream? I should be hitting up the stream tomorrow around the same time, around 6 Mountain Daylight Time, so you could just look up MDT versus your time period, wherever you are in the world. You just blessed me ears with your rant. That was beautiful. Yeah, well, thank you. Just letting you guys know what I know. And like I said, it is different. There are different contracts, but it's always good to kind of know where you stand, if you're getting a good deal or not. Like I said, nowadays, there are so many different models, because there's models where these people basically say, you can upload to our platform and you're paid through ads. So basically it's how many people come on there and read based on your fan base that you're bringing over to their platform. So depending on what that contract looks like and how much it is per view or per 1,000 views, it's a very interesting conversation. And of course they would probably pay more the bigger they get, and you would get paid more the bigger you get. But there's also something to be said about the concept of if they allow you to have a Patreon now, and have a Patreon for that material. Because if you were to go as an independent creator and harness your own fan base, that is the fan base that is watching and reading your content on that platform, and you took it to a Patreon, you'd be getting who knows how much more revenue that way. But how sustainable is that? I don't know. I've seen people make like 30,000, 15,000 a month just doing their manga on Patreon. So this is very interesting stuff, but that doesn't mean that that company that's offering this option is a bad thing, because you can offer something else on your Patreon if you can't offer that material that you're actually working on, and offer exclusively some like pages and stuff on a Patreon. So it's all very interesting to talk about. Because guess what? That model, I don't know what their like models like that specifically are like, and how much they give you per ad. But I do have to say that their model would eventually become something like Webtoons, and could evolve, because Webtoons model is pretty interesting in itself. So like I said, it's all interesting, and I'm not bashing anybody. Like, it's all just very interesting to talk about. Yes, 30,000. How long have I been drawing? A little while. Been drawing pretty seriously for like 10 years. Yeah, no, like, I've seen people make some pretty nuts money on just doing it on their own, but that's also, just keep in mind, doing it on your own is also very hard. You have to manage everything, from your finances to your social media to people talking to you, to there's so much on the back end that people don't see, that you basically become someone who has to understand business and marketing a little bit. That is one benefit. I'm going to say this right away. That is one huge benefit to being with a company, is them being the person that will promote the product you are working on for them. So there's a bunch of benefits to going to certain companies. I don't know. It's such a cool thing to talk about without like being mean or like bashing anybody. Like, it's just really cool to talk about. But anyways, hopefully some of you like that conversation. But that's kind of some of the realism within so many facets that you can do now that people have Patreon, social media. There's different online comic companies that have different models now. That doesn't mean each model's bad. It just means each model can be different, and it can benefit in different ways. So just something to keep in mind. But in any case, I do gotta get going here, guys. But definitely come and join me again for another stream tomorrow. We will be here, whether it's drawing or inking something, and we'll definitely be doing some more manga. But But yeah, in any case, hopefully you guys are having a good day or night wherever you guys are. Thank you for joining. So many side hustle options too. Yeah, for example, if you're doing it on your own, you also have the chance to sell your own prints and your own merch. So it's something, it's very interesting to kind of think about. But in any case, hopefully you guys are having a good day or night wherever you are. See you guys in the next stream, and I should have the new video up tomorrow. I'm going to start editing after this. So in any case, peace out, guys.